Malakath, we have failed you. The pyre, it must burn. Malakath's pyre, at the heart of old Orsinium. My order lights it every decade, but those of us chosen to set it aflame were ambushed. Doesn't matter. Light the brazier to begin the rites of praise and scorn. Malakath will guide you through Hammer's bypass and Temper's Fork if you are worthy of his regard. Vengeance from Malakath. Promise me you'll light the pyre. Swear it! Now, I can finally rest. Lighting Malakath's pyre is all you can do. Every 10 years it must be lit anew. For 1,000 years we have done this. We will do so for 1,000 more. Malakath never forgets. Malakath never forgives. We honor old Orsinium's creation and scorn its fall. My order shows Malakath we will not repeat their mistakes. The wrathful flame binds Malakath's anger to the failures of our people. We must always remember what led us to our doom. You stand before Malakath, Daedric Prince of Vengeance. Mortals often gawk and grovel. You do not. Bow? Never bow. Only show the top of your head when you smash in your enemy's face. Do you think I require supplication? Do you mistake me for Molag Bal? Yet he still remains. You should have finished the job. Light the great pyre, so my wrath can smolder for another generation. Breach the gates, as invaders breached old Orsinium. You wish the Daedric Prince of Vengeance to help you open a door? Jiggle the handle? Like the struggle, mortal. Use what little sense you have and surpass this mighty ordeal. Or bite out your tongue and bleed to death. Honor the clans who carved out a mountainside to raise these walls. Those who armed, fed, and ruled this city in its prime. Honor the clans who built a city worthy of my attention. Praise our mortal, unrivaled in their craft. Their steel was as legendary as their tempers. The second pillar of strength in Orsinium. Praised our Igrin, who ruled with steel blade and iron will. Ruthless, fearless leaders strengthen all who follow. Praised our Tumnosh, the great builders. They did not fear the weight of mountains as they carved and shaped Orsinium.
They're coming for us!
Praised our Shatu, the peerless hunters. They strengthened the orcs with steel and stone for the glory of Orsinium. Build strong walls, then there is no need for weapons to defend. And if you cannot feed your people, you honored those who forged old Orsinium from nothing. Now you will curse those who caused your fall. Those who cannot unite against a common enemy will fall. Thus the fate of old Orsinium. For this, they earn my scorn. Beyond are the guardians of my wrath. They will keep you from lighting my pyre. Mortal lives are a litany of despair and treachery. Only wrath can see you through the darkest days. Succeed, despite all who oppose you. Grasp at a most spiteful triumph. Cursed are Shatur, who hoarded the food amidst the siege. Their greed weakened all clans in body and spirit, sealing Orsinium's doom. Cursed are Bog Rock for lighting the fire that engulfed Orsinium. Warriors should raid the weak to draw out worthy opposition. They should not grow to enjoy it.
This could get dicey.
First suggestion from the others. They slipped away, so one clan might survive Orsinium's fall. Their departure was Orsinium's true betrayal. Cursed are Igran, who praise the raiding done in their name. They hid behind these walls when called to account, rather than face their opponents directly. smolder for years. You did this, despite all arrayed against you. Today, you rekindled the simmer of hatred at the heart of the orcs. May it fuel their vengeance for another generation. Go, spread my wrath to the corners of the world!
I will bring Dorenthach your head! The Guardian of the Reach!
I told... Another outsider? At least you look more capable than that braggart, Narcissus Dren. Not anymore. The Dark Elf said he could help us with our Draugr problem and headed up to the Barrow. I probably shouldn't have let him go, but he seemed confident and said he was an expert in everything. The damned Nords won't stay dead. They keep wandering out of the Barrow, and that's just not right. We have no problem dealing with any Draugr that get close to the village, but we won't enter a Nord Barrow. I just hope the Dark Elf is all right. You'll check on Narcissus Dren? Thank you. My clan has an aversion to disturbing the dead, especially the dead of different races. The Barrow's at the top of the hill. The Dark Elf said he'd send word, but we haven't heard anything since he left. We didn't want anything to do with the drama surrounding Orsinium. So Glurot gathered us up and moved us out here. We just want to be left alone to hunt and herd in peace. Glurot is our chief, and he's a perfectly fine leader. As his hunt wife, I help him as best as I can. He's brave and strong, but sometimes he just lets his mind wander. That's why he likes it way out here. Says he can finally hear himself think. He showed up a few days ago, all proud and preening. For a puny Dark Elf, he sure made a lot of noise. From what he told us, he's some kind of famous treasure hunter, but I never heard of him before he introduced himself. Treasure hunter, dungeon delver, and heroic adventurer. At least that's what it said on the book he showed me. I thought something was off, but now that he's disappeared, I'm pretty sure he's more air than substance. He walked into the village shortly after the first Draugr was spotted and asked if we were having a problem with the Barrow. He offered to take care of it for us, and we readily accepted. Now that I think about it, it all seems pretty convenient. I don't really know that much about the place. We have a strict rule about not disturbing the resting places of the dead. It's an old Nord Barrow at the top of the hill. That's where the Dark Elf went, and we haven't seen him since. I'm the hunt wife. I can see blood ticks on a horker at 50 paces, so it was simple enough to track the Draugr back to their lair. We can handle a walking corpse or two, but something must have disturbed the barrow to make them so agitated.
Ah, another ancient barrow. Another 2.5 gold pieces from my employer, Narcissus Dren. But you don't want to listen to my problems. Have a nice day. You mean you've never heard of the great Narcissus Dren? Whatever you do, don't let him know that. According to his biography, he's the world's greatest treasure hunter, dungeon delver, and adventurer. And he certainly loves the sound of his own voice. The Eight forbid that such words ever leave my mouth. I don't mean to imply that Narcissus Dren isn't good at what he does. I just mean that he's an arrogant, self-important, pretentious little skeever with delusions of grandeur. No, I should be the one apologizing. It's just that I had such high hopes when I was selected to be an apprentice to the famous Narcissus Dren. I read all of his books. They inspired me to become a scholar. I just wish he'd really let me help him. Oh, I'm here with Narcissus Dren. He has a knack for uncovering ancient sites and old tombs. That's a big part of why he's so good at what he does. We arrived a few days ago, and Dren immediately set out to explore the place, while I wait out here. Narcissus goes wherever the call of adventure takes him, and until now I've followed along obediently. But I think it's time to rethink my chosen profession. If only I could use my talents as a researcher to do something important for a change. Are the orcs having a problem with Draugr? I must admit that I haven't visited the villages yet. Now that I think about it, Narcissus did run out of the barrow yesterday and head down the road. Then he ran back inside without saying a word. Well, it wouldn't surprise me. He can be very agitating. But whatever's going on in there, I'm sure that Narcissus Dren has the situation well in hand.
You're looking for Master Dren? Oh, that is kind of you. I really can't abide spiders. I have a condition, I think. The barrow's entrance is over there. Master Dren said he would be right back, but he's been gone so long. It's not like him to miss dinner. Well, I have not actually visited the place, but it looks kind of small. Not a proper orc stronghold at all, if you ask my opinion. But I met Masgroth, the hunt wife. She's always wandering about and checking on things that might threaten the village. Oh, Master Dren is always helping somebody. It's what he does, don't you know? Told Masgroth he would take care of the Draugr dilemma and charged right into that barrow over there. I wish I was half the adventurer that Narcissus Dren is. You have never heard of Narcissus Dren? What rock have you been living under? He is the greatest treasure hunter, dungeon delver, and heroic adventurer ever to walk the land. And the books he writes are real page-turners. It is my honor to serve him. He's got a sense about such things, that's for sure. We came to explore the barrow, but when Master Dren noticed the Draugr, he readily offered his services to Masgroth and the Orc village. He is a genuine hero, if you ask me. Master Dren couldn't wait to explore the place. The locals call it Exile's Barrow, though no one's quite sure who the exile is. We do know that it is old, it's gnawed, and that the orcs refuse to go near it. That means it probably has not been looted. That's where the Draugr are, so that's where his braveness went. He's not afraid of spiders, not him. Masgroth and the orcs can handle a few walking corpses, but an entire barrow? Something must have disturbed their rest to cause this much trouble.
Oh, that was unexpected. Never had a lid get stuck like that while I was, investigating. Ah, it's a good thing you happened by. And in an old barrow, no less. But tell me, are you a simple admirer or a true devotee of my work? How wonderful for you, for you have found him. So tell me, do you want me to sign one of my books, or have you come to watch a real adventurer at work? Why wouldn't I be all right? I am the great Narcissus Dren, after all. Still, I'm always willing to show a novice adventurer the ropes. Forward, my friend, and together we will deal with the Draugr of this barrow. After you. A plan? Narcissus Dren always has a plan. Haven't you read my books? Of course, it's a work in progress. I'm sure it involves locating the main burial chamber and finding a switch or lever. In my experience, it's always a switch or lever. Now, onward. Aim for the knee! Aim for the knee! What a spacious chamber! It's most likely the primary tomb's antechamber. Look at those pillars! This barrow is definitely from an earlier period than the ones I've explored in Skyrim. Or must in burial chamber. I am, after all, quite familiar with this sort of thing. The carving on this pillar, I think it's some sort of switch. How exciting! I wonder what happens if I press it. Well, that's strange. Usually when I press something, something happens. Ah, this panel is broken. That must be the key. Yes, I'm sure it is. A number of these carvings are broken. Yes, yes. I see what we must do. I think... Yes, I'm sure it is. This must be the primary tomb's antechamber. Look at that artwork. Definitely from the Nordneo Strife period. If this place follows the usual construction, the main burial chamber is right behind that door. It's what we in the adventuring trade call a puzzle lock. When we solve the puzzle, the door unlocks. But look, 3 of the stone panels are broken. We need to find the missing chunks before we can solve the puzzle and open the tomb. You really need to work on your flourish when you deliver the opening whack. That doesn't appear to be very interesting. Well, isn't this intriguing? Look at the attention to detail, the complex composition. I can tell that a dedicated artist created this work. Isn't it obvious? The dragon and the dragon priest destroyed a mountain. But from this angle, it looks more like they're building or restoring something. The imagery of the Neo-Strife period can be very confusing to the untrained eye. Let's not leap to conclusions. Interpreting ancient carvings requires training and experience. A squiggle here or a line placed there can change the entire meaning. Let's look around. There might be a broken panel piece nearby. I think you have this well in hand, so I'll stand back and give you room to work. I'm going to be the envy of Nord scholars everywhere. These carved images are simply remarkable. Let me see. Well, it's certainly ancient, but it's hardly interesting. Good for scholars, perhaps, but not adventurers such as you and I. My assistant Berries is a stickler for details and historical accuracy. She loves dull things like that. I'm going to be the envy of Nord Scholar. Something praying? Some grand ceremony. Clearly that's the Dragon Priest. Something Ascension, I think. Oh, how little you know me! The dragon died, the priest killed himself, and his followers sealed themselves in this barrow, making the whole place disappear into the mists of time. Ta-da! Now, let's find the missing puzzle pieces and finish this. I find that a good stab in the heart usually does the trick. I'll protect your rear quarter. Never fear. I recommend not letting them hit you so often. Look! Ancient artwork! Just like in the antechamber. Oh, how exciting! Oh, isn't it remarkable? I love finding this kind of stuff. Where did you find that? I thought it was lost forever. I must admit, you do have a keen eye for the tiniest detail. Why don't I just take that, and we can get on with our quest? I did what? How slanderous! I have a good notion to just leave and let you deal with this problem. Ah, you know me so well. I am the great and powerful Narcissus Dren. I came to this barrow to undo the damage I inadvertently caused, and I have no intention of leaving the job half finished. Now, let's get back to business, shall we? Oh, this kind of sculpture is called a relief. Look how the images seem to rise out of the very stone. I think it's meant to tell some sort of story. Now, this is purely conjecture on my part, but if I interpret the image correctly, it depicts the Narcissus Dren of his day. Look at how his admirers worship him. Either that or it's a dragon priest celebrating some sort of triumph or victory. In days of old, the dragons ruled the world through their powerful servants, the dragon priests. Now that I think about it, this could depict the time of the Dragon War. Let's find more of these remarkable images and see what else they can tell us. I must determine how to safely remove one of these wonderful depictions. This appears to show the dragon priest, and their followers going on some sort of trip. Perhaps it was a quest, or a pleasurable excursion into the countryside. I'm not sure. They do seem a bit grim. Good suggestion, but it's difficult to know for certain. To convey complex ideas such as an exodus with a single image is harder than you think. Let's look around. We might find one of the missing pieces for the tomb lock around here. Back to the tomb door! That puzzle lock is as good as... Well done! You're turning out to be one of the best assistants I've ever had. Now, press the panels in the proper sequence. The trick with these old Nord puzzle locks is to activate the panels in the proper sequence. Go ahead. Your guess is as good as mine. Ah, this is a test of our observational skills. I, of course, quickly ascertained that these large pillars show a part of each of the reliefs we examined. The reliefs tell a story. Come now, I'm sure you can figure it out without any help from me. As I understand it, all stories start with a heroic figure, maybe a great adventurer, someone like me. Surrounded by worshippers and devoted followers, they were cheering, weren't they? Swords raised. He must have been very popular. Oh, you really do have a knack for adventuring. Are you ready to look upon the grandeur of a dragon priest's tomb? Could be anything. This is why we travel, why we face the dangers. We want to see the sights that those possessed of a more timid nature can only dream of. You go first. I wouldn't want to deprive you of the experience. Narcissus Dren has explored many a barrow. For example, there's usually a treasure vault next to the Dragon Priest's tomb. There might even be a guardian, but I'm sure the Dragon Priest is long gone. Well, yes, of course we are. I'm sure something inside the tomb holds the key to solving this dilemma, and hopefully it also holds the key to the treasure vault as well. Now, onward, my stalwart assistant! Onward! Good work with the Dragon Priest. Now, let me just... Oh, keys! I knew it! The treasure vault awaits! That's it! I can hear the locks turning. Come on. I knew there was a vault in this barrow! Look at all these treasures! I'm beside myself with elation. It must be around here somewhere. Come to Narcissus Dren, you ancient beauty. This will increase my reputation 1,000-fold. Well, this has been a most exciting adventure. You did quite well, my able assistant. Oh, that was exhilarating! I'd say we're done here. Another profitable adventure for the famous Narcissus Dren. But it's a Dragon Priest mask, an early one no less. It will be a crowning glory in my vast collection. Besides, Narcissus Dren does not loot. He searches, he explores, he entertains, and I couldn't have done it without your help. A fraud? What a hurtful thing to say. And it wasn't my... Oh, all right. Perhaps my initial investigation caused a bit of a problem. But now that the Dragon Priest has been vanquished, the problem will take care of itself. All's well that ends well. Another Dragon Priest? I'll just hide in here while you deal with him. Dusty! Ooh, a gold chain.
Wait! What are you doing? That's it! You're definitely not getting a mention in my next book! Hello? Are you still there? A little help, please?
I'm better at research than actual field work. I heard they're establishing a museum in Orsinium. Perhaps I'll go work there. I know they'll appreciate my skills more than Dren ever did. Ancient texts and relic, mostly. I'm apprenticed to the famous treasure hunter Narcissus Dren, but he treats me more like a glorified scribe than a partner. So, while he's inside exploring the barrow, I'm out here, waiting to transcribe his notes. As a matter of fact, I've had it up to here with Dren. I've decided to strike out on my own. With items such as these, I can do some real research. Visit me in the museum in Orsinium. If these possess any historical value, I'll pay a finder's fee. Tell Narcissus I quit. So long, Borfrey!
Welcome back. Let me guess. From that look on your face, Narcissus Dren wasn't completely honest with us when I hired him. I knew his arrival in the village right after the Draugr appeared was a bit too convenient. I've seen his type in my travels. Arrogant, sneaky, but mostly harmless. Probably had you do all the hard work, too. Did he now? I wonder how that might have happened. Well, I'm sure the great Narcissus Dren can extract himself from that situation in due time. He can keep whatever he found as payment for services rendered. He's welcome to it. A problem he created. We could deal with a few Draugr, but we try to avoid constantly fighting with our neighbors. Here. Since I'm sure you did all the work, take the gold I was going to pay him.
You helped strengthen the pact in Stormhold. Thank you. Don't worry, my partner will be alright. He just twisted his ankle running out of that damned ruin. Bardun's pride will hurt more than his injury come morning. That and our empty gold pouch. Should have known this job sounded too easy. We were sent to find Kurazov, who's supposedly inside the ruin. His mother hired us, said we had to save her son. There was something about her, like she wasn't totally forthcoming. But the gold she offered was good enough that we didn't press it. Sure. A subcontract, as it were. For a share of the gold, of course. Maybe you'll have better luck in there than we did. Or at least you won't have to deal with quite as many skeletons. Just be careful in there. Those ruins can be dangerous, even when you're as experienced as Bardun over there. Asking questions and getting the lay of the land. I like that. Shows you're as professional and as dedicated as we are. And smart, too. Go ahead. Ask your questions. The sooner we get this done, the sooner we all get paid. The locals call it Thukazod's Sanctum. Some guar-spit tale about an orc who's lived here for centuries. Not a lich or a vampire or anything like that, mind you. Just an actual, immortal, lives forever and ever orc. Have you ever heard such nonsense? We're just Miram and Bardun. Lovers, partners, and the best bounty hunters west of Morrowind. We came to Hrothgar and set up shop. And it wasn't long before we had our first paying customer. If only Bardun hadn't hurt his damn ankle. Nothing special as far as I can tell. Nothing other than the gold his mother is paying us to find him and bring him back home. Come to think of it, that makes him doubly special in my mind. I don't know about you, but I enjoy getting paid.
Ah! Ever twist your ankle so bad that you want to cut it off your own leg? Well, I certainly don't recommend it. Is that what Miram said? That I was fleeing?
Well, excuse me for not wanting to have my face ripped off by animated skeletons. I was tracking the orc when I suddenly found myself surrounded by skeletons. Those ruins are literally crawling with the bony monsters. But no, I had to turn back before I actually located our missing orc. I'm certain he's in there, though. More than just partners. We're happily married, damn it. You won't find a better pair of bounty hunters in any of the alliances. Just don't ask me to go up against the undead. I hate those vile things.
Glad to see you made it out of there without twisting your ankle or anything. But I don't see our contract target. You weren't able to find Korozoth, I take it? Dead? I guess that shouldn't be a surprise. But when I talked to his mother, I got the distinct impression that he wasn't in any real danger. It was like she expected him to be safe in there. She just wanted us to bring him home. You're right, but this won't do at all. She's not going to pay us if we tell her that she lost her son. Especially not without some sort of proof that we actually found him. What a waste of time and energy. Let me see that. Interesting. It's inscribed with the names Korozoth and Thukazard. Now that might be worth something, especially with the legend and all. I'll give you the gold we discussed, and you give us the amulet. Sound good? What's to consider? It's just a worthless piece of jewelry, unless you find a buyer. We'll do the legwork and make a profit, while you get paid here and now. Everyone wins. I mean, there's no point in giving it to Korozoth's mother, right? It's a fair offer. Without my contacts and connections, you won't get a better price. And giving it to the orc's mother will only gain you tears and kind words. What's the profit in that? So, do we have a deal? I hope you're not trying to get me to raise the price. My offer is fair, and you won't get any better. We'll be camped here until Bardoon can travel. Come back and find us when you've made the right decision.
My stupid son. I can't believe he went off to follow in his father's footsteps. Idiot. My son? What do you know about my son? You know Miriam and that nice Bardon? What a lovely couple. But you must tell me, were they able to find my son? Dead? No, that isn't possible. Nothing in the sanctum should have been able to harm Korozoth. I don't understand. Well, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret. Korozoth is dead. The same must be true of Thukazad. The necromancer was my husband, and Korozoth's father. Only as immortal as the next descendant to step forward and claim the title. I knew that man would bring nothing but trouble to our family. Please, I thank you for bringing me this news, but now I need to be alone. No! I don't want that foul thing. I want to remember Korozoth as my son, not as Thukazad's legacy. I should never have let him read his father's letter. You keep the amulet, as a thank you for letting me know what happened to my son.
The Silver Dawn is lost, and I swear to make the pay. Careful, friend. Argent Mine has been overrun. I barely made it out alive. Murder and mayhem, that's what happened here. It was the Magnar Pack. They attacked us, decimated the Silver Dawn. I think I'm the last of the Order left alive. The Pack needs to pay for this outrage. I want them all dead. The Silver Dawn is a sacred order of werewolf hunters. The Magnar Pack are werewolves. They attacked our stronghold in the Argent Mine. I barely escaped, but I had to leave our sacred banner behind. Without it, the Order can't rise again. If you really plan to recover our banner, you must be on your guard in the mine. Not only are the werewolves cunning and fast, but the Order placed traps throughout the mine to protect it. Our founder, Adeliza Silveraxe, crafted the banner to honor her beloved son, who was turned into a werewolf. Forced to kill him, she weaved her tears and blood into the banner, and each commander since has added a drop of blood to the sacred flag. It's done as part of a ritual. They fast for 3 days and meditate before the banner. They see visions of Adeliza Silveraxe. She made it our sacred duty to rid the world of the curse of werewolves. I am honored to be part of the Order. I will find other members of our Order, if they still survive. If not, I will recruit new members. Either way, we will rebuild. The banner will serve to rally us. I won't let Magnar and his mangy beasts win the day. I simply won't allow it. We had precious little warning that the pack was coming, but it was enough. We set up traps to slow or even kill the invaders. Rock falls, spikes, bear traps, that sort of thing. Tread carefully in there. What did kill them? To run away? Well, no, I guess they wouldn't. Maybe they should try that.
You're back. Tell me, were you able to recover our sacred banner? By the Eight! You have given me a sliver of hope on a very dark day. The Order of the Silver Dawn will rebuild and continue the mission given to us by Adeliza Silveraxe so many years ago. Thank you for all you have done. The Order of the Silver Dawn will survive. We will one day rid the world of these murderous werewolves. On this, you have my word. First things first. I'll wait to see if any members of the Order return from missions. Then we'll establish a new base of operations and rally new members to our sacred banner. The Order of the Silver Dawn will survive. The world needs us. We must select a new leader. After that, it will be up to that person to decide how best we should proceed. Adeliza founded our Order in this place. But now that the werewolves have discovered it, perhaps it would be best to just leave it to them.
Won't end the Order! Vigilance eternal!